Good morning, all of you. Hope all are doing fine. We have started the prose hearts and hands in the previous class. We have finished reading the prose though, but we haven't discussed the themes in detail. I told you about its themes, but in this class we will discuss about the themes in detail so that you have no difficulty in deciphering the meaning and most of all the feel of the prose. So let us start with its themes. And the main themes of the story have been the compassion of a marshal for his convict and the deceptive quality of appearance. So as we have seen, the actual marshal, he disguised his own self, and he did not reveal his own designation before Fairchild. Rather, he said his convict, Mr. Aston, was the marshal and he himself was the convict. So, actually, he understood that Miss Fairchild was such a person who is captivated by the appearances more than reality. So he does not want to break the dream of hers, or doesn't want to take off the glow from her face. So that is why he just intervened the situation and told the lie. Though Mr. Easton is a criminal, the officer rescues him from embarrassment twice in the story. First, by telling a lie that he is a convict and Easton is the marshal, and lying again that he needs a smoke in order to help Mr. Easton escape from the embarrassing situation. This happens when, did you remember? Try to recall when Miss Fairchild is seen to plan her further life with Mr. Easton, and she is dreaming to get settled in the West. Then actually the real marshal understood the situation and he just called for a smoke. He asked his marshal, his quote unquote the unreal marshal, to take him to the smoker zone so that he can have an escape along with Mr. Easton and he can save his convict from the utter embarrassment. He felt the need to help out a man who is caught on the wrong end of life. This has been an outstanding display of human compassion from the marshal. Again, the story reminds us the old lesson that appearances can be deceptive. Yes, because from the very beginning of the story, we have seen two companions are linked with each other with a handcuff, and we have seen the man who is sitting beside Easton is saying that he himself is the convict and the man sitting beside him is the marshal. So that is the way the story has been represented to Miss Fairchild and to the readers and the audience as well. But is that the real story? No. So from this story, we can understand all the time appearances cannot be true. Sometimes, even if whatever is seen, we have a tendency to believe that. But all the time, that cannot be true. Maybe there is something that is still hidden from our, inner corner, so that we cannot recognize what is right, what is wrong. So here same thing happens to Miss Fairchild as well. She couldn't understand and she believed the appearances more than the reality. Again, the story reminds us of the old lesson that appearances can be deceptive. Until the last line of the story, who would have thought that Mr. Easton is not a marshal but the criminal? The twist in the end not only makes the story interesting and likable but also delivers the message that things should not always be taken as the face value. Okay, so these two themes are very important. Appearances can be deceptive, and another one is what? The compassion. These two themes actually bother the whole story, and that actually gave the twist at the end. So this theme should be reminded to all of you. Just do memorize these themes while reading the story. You could relate with the theme. Okay, now we will read out the title. This is another important question that may come in the examination. The title, Hearts and Hands. How far do you think this is appropriate? The title of the story, Hearts and Hands, draws a lot of attention apart from the rhythmic quality. It can be explained from different perspectives. Though the hands of two men were handcuffed, representing a contrasting relation of a prisoner and an officer, the hearts went alike. The marshal could feel the beats of the heart of the convict. He came forward to save his prisoner from the embarrassing situation by lying to the woman. Although his hands were forced to do the duty of punishing a convict, his heart made him feel pity for Miss Easton. Again, Miss Fairchild was passionate about talking to Mr. Easton and probably even wanted to make a relationship with him by saying that she loves the West and wants to live there. Her heart wished to get closer with Mr. Easton when the handcuffed hands made him feel otherwise. So from this angles, the hearts and hands went against each other. That is why the title is witty enough and apt. Yes, even if the marshal was very bound to his duty and couldn't help punishing the convict by handcuffing himself with him, his heart, he just listened to his heart whenever he has seen the growing relationship between Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton. He did not hesitate to put his heart out, right? So he just listened to his heart and he did everything out of love and out of compassion towards his convict. This contrast is very much visible and very much evident in the prose, and you should read the prose keeping these things in mind. This is a beautiful story, student, and I know all of you loved reading this. Hopefully you have read though, and the class we will end here today. This too will be your home tasks and you will get certain question answers. Please do remind or memorize those, and we will meet in the next class with a new chapter, but you be prepared, a revision test may also come. So till then, do study well, take care of yourself, have a great day ahead. Thank you.